Hi everyone. In this video we are going to demonstrate one of the new feature on the Hyper-V on Server 2020 R2, the cloning of the virtual machines, live virtual machines while they are running. So basically with this feature we have the capability of cloning a virtual machine which is up and running live, same time even cloning a snapshot of a virtual machine. In both ways we can take an exact copy of the virtual machine and then take it offline and then power it up on isolated environment, whatever the way we prefer. So the key question is, why this feature? What's the important factor? Think about a scenario where you are running a virtual machine on your host computer and then the couple of users or maybe your company heavily depend on that particular virtual machine, and suddenly you are experiencing a problem and you wanted to sort out the problem, but taking that virtual machine offline or trying to apply a fix which you are not very sure about really going to give you only one result, which is downtime of the virtual machines and user complaints. So what we're trying to do is how to tackle that problem is by taking an exact copy of that virtual machines on the running state and then try to up and run that one on an isolated environment or on the same machine, maybe without network connection or in a different host with a different network connectivity, and then try to solve the problem. And once you make sure the steps that you have taken to solve the problem properly, then you can apply it back to the production system with a minimum downtime. So with that said, let's go and have a look at it, how we can actually clone the live virtual machine. So simply right now I have virtual machines up and running, and you can see I already have taken a snapshot of that virtual machine in a particular state. I'll right click the running virtual machine and say export, and try to export it to external drive. And with that, currently the up and running virtual machine will be taken a snapshot while it's running in the background. So I'll try to connect to that virtual machine, and just to demo like it will be up and running without any issue, I'll try to carry out a certain task. So we will try to see whether we can ping for a particular website and keep the ping command up and running while the exporting of the virtual machine is getting completed in the background. So I'll try to open the command prompt of this particular virtual machine and then try to ping for a website. So let it while it's running on the background, you can see the virtual machine actually getting exported to the external hard drive, and there will be less disruption happening to the currently running virtual machine. So I'll join with you all once the backup has been completed, and then we'll try to import it back to the host and run it on isolated mode. Okay, the backup task has been completed and the virtual machine is up and running as it is. So what I'm going to do is now I'll try to import that virtual machine that we have exported. So the importing process will be the same, there won't be a big issue about that one. Now this is where you have to be very careful about, because you are going to import the virtual machine. In my demo I'm going to import it to the same host which is having the identical machine ID. Now this will actually going to create an issue for us, because you can't import a virtual machine which is having exact identity. So in my case what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a different unique ID in this particular scenario, and then going to import the virtual machine. And the particular virtual machine, because assuming this is a virtual machine we imported for the testing purpose, I'm going to put all those files onto a temporary location. So I'll try to put them onto the external hard drive itself. So once that completed, now actually we are in the process of importing that virtual machine to the Hyper-V host. Again, like since for my demo, I'm going to import it to the same host and try to copy the files back to the same hard drive. This will take significant time. So let me revert back to you once that copy process has been completed. Okay, so you can see like now we managed to import the clone virtual machine. It's in the saved state. What I'm going to do is go ahead with the settings just to minimize the conflict. I'm not going to connect this one to the network and then going to switch it on. And I can bring it up. So simply there won't be much difference after that when you compare with this one with the live running VM, because it's end of the day exact clone. There's nothing much to do demo about that one. But the other one I just want to highlight is like we can take a clone, a copy of snapshot as well. So if I go back to the original VM and I can right click the checkpoint and say export as well, and then I can actually export the snapshot of the particular virtual machine. So that means like this error is normal since like I already have a copy of that one. But if I try to give to a different path, let's assume on this one I'm going to create different folder. And if I say export, you will find like I can even export the snapshot of a virtual machine and then even can import that one on isolated environment and do the testing. So this is one of the I would say cool feature on the Server 2012 R2, taking snapshot or let's say we taking the clone copies of the live running virtual machines and even taking copies of the checkpoint files. So this is one of the welcome feature, I would say, definitely.